Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Mod Spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me. And today we are covering the Better Q mod. This is another quality of life mod, one I think is super fantastic. A few parts of it I do believe are maybe a little bit going towards cheaty or overpowered, but it's questionable. For the most part, it's very good and mostly just really great quality of life stuff. So in Vanilla Factorio, Q is the pipette tool by default, the keyboard shortcut Q, and that lets you like ghost pick. So like if you have things placed or even normal items placed and you hit Q over it, it'll bring it up in your cursor. And then if you don't have the item, it'll bring it up as a ghost in your cursor, which you can then place. But one of my very long time complaints about it is that I've always thought that if you do not have the item, it should actually craft the item for you, and then you can place it rather than just placing a ghost, right? If you have the materials to make it in your hand, or in your inventory rather, and you want to place it, then obviously you want to be able to build it. So I feel like it should just auto build it for you. And that's what this mod does, along with many other things. So I'm going to very quickly run over all the features here, and we'll kind of go through them one by one, show you in game. Some of them I can't show you too well, but the main ones I can show you. So starting off here, if you do not have the item targeted available in your inventory, Better Q will add it to your crafting queue. So, as an example, let's put all these furnaces away here. I have no furnaces in my inventory, no stone furnaces. I have some ghosts here, some normal ones. If I do this, it'll auto place it first of all. It'll create it and then auto place it, but I actually have some in my own inventory. Oh, I know why. My bad. I'm in cheat mode. I'm dumb. Okay, so there we go. So now you can see it just crafted it. It doesn't actually show in your crafting queue. I'm not sure if that's like a mod capability problem or something like that, but you can hear it and then it shows up. So you can see there, it made the noise and it made the little crafting noise, and I got one. And if I get rid of it, obviously I can't make another one because I already have one in my inventory, right? So it does that. Now, as you saw before, if you have ghosts here, it'll auto place when you hit Q. This is another feature. When you hit Q, if you have it in your inventory, it'll just auto place it. And if you don't have it in your inventory, it will auto craft it and auto place it on the ghost. So instead of doing like 3 different clicks, instead of doing, let's see, in vanilla you would have to do Q, and then you'd have to craft the item if you didn't have it, and then you'd have to click again to paste the item, or to put down the item. And this literally does it with one hit of a button by hitting Q over it, which is super nice. That's one we just did. Is upon completion of crafting, Better Q brings the crafted item to cursor for easy placement, which is what we just showed. Automatic placement with correct orientation of ghosts in a single click. Now furnaces don't have orientation. Inserters do though, and I already have some in my inventory, of course. So I can just hit Q. I can't drag it. If I drag it, it kind of messes it up. But if I hit Q over each one, it'll just auto place it. And to show you again with the crafting here, if I put all the inserters in here, and there we go. So it's making them and then it's placing them, which is super cool. And then auto builds on crafting completion, assuming current cursor is available for utilization empty. So, you know, if I hit Q over one of these and I don't have it and it starts crafting it, but then I have something else in my cursor, it won't automatically place it. It won't automatically build it like we just showed. So you need to make sure your cursor is empty, kind of like how I just demonstrated this. Can continue to single-click build non-ghost entities that you have in inventory using Q, which is, you know, that's basically what but, you know, pretty straightforward. I can just do that, you know, just like normal. Only one item can be crafted at a time, so it's not, you can't just queue up, as you saw, you can't just queue up like a ton of things in a row and just have them, you know, boop, 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 place all down automatically. That's, you know, just, that would be a little too powerful, a little too easy, so you can only do one at a time. You can continue to use the pipette tool to place items in inventory while crafting. So let's say, for example, I'm making a bunch of these. I queue over this. I think it'll be interesting to see if I make a bunch of belts, queue up a bunch of belts. I don't have any furnaces. If I do this, it's going to wait until these belts are done, I'd imagine, to craft this. Even though it doesn't show it in the crafting queue, I'm pretty sure it's going to, because it obviously didn't craft it yet. And it looks like that actually kind of breaks it. If you have a queue going, and then you hit Q and you don't have the thing in your inventory, and it would normally craft it. If you already have a queue going, it seems to just kind of cancel the craft. So that's a little bit of a problem, but not a huge deal. Remove the default function that brings up a miner when using the pipette tool on ore, coal, and stone, which I don't know why they would remove that. I think that's a really good feature. However, you can turn that back on in the settings. That's the last of the feature list here, but that brings us to the mod settings. There's only the one, and this is better queue on or toggle. So very straightforward. You can turn it on and off. I think you should just leave it on. I mean, that's a vanilla feature. I think it's a really good vanilla feature. And just to show, I'm just hitting Q over all these. Obviously, if you have this stuff in your inventory, it's going to be faster just to place on top of it. For the most part. But if you don't have the stuff in your inventory and you can craft it, okay, you can see it actually queued up the assemblers, not the furnaces. So either way, it's still crafting them. And then the fact it just auto places the ghost is super nice. I love that feature so much, and the fact it crafts the thing for you. So there you go, guys. That's the mod. Quite a few features. All this is listed on the mod portal. You can read for it yourself. I did cover, I think, nearly everything that I could, and I just think it's a really, really nice quality of life mod that will kind of just, reduce the number of clicks you have to do in the game, basically, which is super nice. And I think that's going to do it. There is, of course, a link in the description to the mod portal where you can check this out with more information, download it, etc. If you have any questions or thoughts, or I forgot anything, do leave them below. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. It doesn't look like I did. And I would assume, one last thing, I would assume this works with mods. It's just basically an improved pipette tool. If you have modded new items in the game, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Yeah, I think that's going to do it, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.